This is the Padua Podcast Network.
Running a Fever, episode 380. Braces. Welcome to Running Fever. My name is Michael Davis, and this is a podcast about fitness, diet, and medicine. My goal is to live a long, healthy, happy, active life right up to the very end. And if that's the way you feel, then you're in the right place. It's the 5th of July, 2024, and I'm out here at Lake Fayetteville taking a walk. Just jumped into my sweats and came down here. Just feeling kind of jittery. I'm playing hooky from work. This year, Independence Day fell on Thursday. And so most people are taking Friday off. And so I did the same. So I started the day doing a little reading. I thought I'd really catch up on my reading over this weekend. And then just was, too jittery. Some days I wake up energetic. Maybe not at first, but after I get fully awake, then I just have this kind of nervous energy. A couple of cups of decaf, and I was able to get through probably 30 pages, 40 pages of a novel. And just wanted to do something. So I've been doing a couple other things. Just little taking care of business things. Stuff that just gets piled up around the house, and taking care of it and doing whatever I need to do with it. Doing a little laundry. Tried to put on shorts today. And the shorts don't fit. I guess I bought them when I was somewhat less of a man than I am today. And I didn't put on any sunscreen. I did get water though, plenty of water. And I can only drink water now most of the time. Which brings me to the topic of the day: dental health. So the big news is I've got braces. I've got braces for the first time in probably 45 years. Can't remember exactly how old I was when I had my braces the first time, but I was very young. So, I mean, very young. It's a relative term, but so why am I getting braces? Well, I'm concerned about my appearance, and I have to look good for the podcast. I have to look handsome for you people and have a bright smile and everything in place. So that's why I'm having this. Got some plastic surgery coming up too. Just kidding. There is actually a medical reason. So, I'm going to do a whole series. I've planned a whole series on dental health, by the way. But this isn't part of that series. But I do practice what I preach sometimes, and I have talked before on the show about how important dental health is to your overall health. And so I go to my dentist when I need to. I've had a lot of reconstructive work done over the last few years. But I also go for my cleanings. I'm going every 4 months now. And checkup whenever that happens, once a year or something. And I try to take my dentist's advice and do the best I can with that. So, it was discovered that my top teeth are rubbing against my bottom teeth in the front, and they're causing, they've worn off the tops of my lower teeth. About 15 years ago, I got some crowns in the front, and at that time they were actually using metal, and so it's metal with some sort of material, tooth-like material, ceramic or whatever, attached to it. Not that that would have made a difference, because whatever it is, it's harder than my lower teeth, which are still natural, still my original teeth and tops of teeth. So what happens is the tops are completely worn off, such that you can actually see what they call the dentin, which is the middle of the tooth. It's a different material, softer. Howdy. Pretty humid today. You're on the Lake Fayetteville Trail. It's chilly 80 degrees. And I say chilly because the last couple of weeks we've had temperatures in the 90s. I just didn't want to go out at all. I'm doing it today, but it is pretty humid out here, so the real feel is probably higher than 80. I think the high is supposed to be 85 today, which is nice. Anyway, dentin. So that's not a good thing. And it would be, I can't get crowns on those until the whole alignment situation is taken care of. So they have this thing you've probably heard of called Invisalign, and those are removable braces. Basically, it's a plastic tray that's fitted directly to your teeth and engineered in such a way to move your teeth the way they're supposed to be moved. The dentist can do those, at least my dentist can, but he said that I'm probably going to need an orthodontist, and so he referred me to an orthodontist. And took all kinds of pictures. It's pretty amazing what they can do. They even fitted my Invisalign based on 3D photography. There's no impressions done. Like if you may have done impressions before in some kind of rubbery, quick hardening thing. 425 from 381. So that's about 44.44 miles we've gone so far. So anyway, all this information is in the computer, and I go into a room with the orthodontist, and he asked me about music and what I like to do, and we talked about Nirvana for a few seconds. It's kind of weird. Anyway, 429. So 48. Go a little bit further here, farther. And one of these days I'm going to get the whole farther thing down such that I can say the word right the first time. So, and he actually showed me where the dentin was showing through on my lower teeth. So, had a few options, and we settled on braces on the bottom and Invisalign on the top. That's what he recommended because it would give him more control, and I want him to do the best job he can. So I've got braces, just like I had back in grade school. On the bottom. And I've got this Invisalign thing on the top. The rules about the Invisalign is while I have it in, I can only drink water and I can't eat anything. And the key to this, and the key to success, in addition to just the same hygiene you always have, brushing, flossing, etc., is having the tray in for at least 22 hours a day. So I have these habits, bad or not, of just taking my time, eating, drinking, so forth. You know, I drink my coffee all morning usually, and it's only a few cups. So had to modify that. Wow, there goes a deer galloping through the woods. Oh, uphill on the way back. So that's a challenge for me. So today I'm not having any Mio, I'm just having water for my hydration. Not having any BCAAs. Did have some oatmeal this morning. And coffee. Decaf. And the process is going to take approximately 18 months. And because of the braces, there are other things that you can't eat even when you have your Invisalign tray out. Anything that's hard, crunchy, sticky, chewy, anything that might, knock off the bracket. And so that's a challenge. I'm looking at another 17 and a half months or 16 and a half months of not having crunchy tacos. Gotta have soft tacos, if anything. Anyway, can be seen as a minor inconvenience, but it will be good to celebrate that when it's all over with. Hygiene is also interesting. Not a big deal with the Invisalign because you just do your normal brushing, flossing, and wash it with like toothpaste or something. I think I got a thing of these special crystals you're supposed to wash it with, but I don't need to. You only wear these for a week, by the way. They give me 6 at a time, and I just put a new one in yesterday. Every Thursday I put the next one in because they move your teeth a little bit, and then the next one moves them a little bit more. So it's that gradual process. So anyway, you only wear them for a week. I usually keep the previous week one in case something goes wrong. But they said it's basically unbreakable. Even they've had, destructive teenagers wearing them. Very hard to break them. So, but I'm careful with them anyway. They are expensive, but financed at 0%, and there was no benefit to paying cash, so I'm paying on time, which I don't like, but makes financial sense in this case. So hygiene on the bottom, you don't know what braces look like. There's a bracket on each tooth, and they're all connected with a wire, and you go in, and every time you go back in, they tighten the wire, and it's sore for a couple of days. So that makes it difficult to floss. And so the procedure is they have this plastic thing like a knitting needle, although it's bigger, has a big loop on it, and you put the floss through the loop, and you put the needle underneath the wire in between your teeth, in between the two brackets, and you floss that one tooth, and you take it out and do it on the next tooth. Never really liked that plan. I just don't have the patience for it. So I got a water pick, and I remember having one of these as a kid too. Water pick uses a jet of water instead of floss to do basically the same job. And you could say it does a little better too, because you can hit the full front and back of your teeth, not just in between like you would with the floss. So I've been using that, and I guess it's working okay. I haven't had a real close look at my gums, but I imagine they're not looking as good as they were before the braces, but hopefully good enough. I can see the parking lot, and I'm feeling this in my legs today. It's getting kind of warm, and that sun is bright. Fortunately, the way I took, there's a lot of shade, but I'm going to be burned for sure. It only takes a few minutes for me. Won't be too bad, but anyway, so that's a new development that I hope you found interesting, and I'd love to hear your comments on it. Do you have these braces or Invisalign as an adult? How are you dealing with it? Do you like the results? I'd like to know if you like the results. You can comment on YouTube to this video below. You can comment on the blog at runningfever.com and / the episode number this is. Yeah, I'd love to hear your response. You can email me, mail@runningfever.com. YouTube comments probably the best way. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe along with your commenting. Those are very much appreciated. So take care. If you got the fever, keep it. If you don't, catch the fever. And I'll talk to you next time on Running a Fever.